I'm currently in Penang, Malaysia. It's a place I've come numerous times over the 10 years that I've lived in Asia. It's a place I really like, and I'm going to go over today what you may want to think about if you're looking to move to Penang, Malaysia. I'm going to go over the cons, the pros, who's it for, the tax, the visas you can get to live in Penang, Malaysia, and conclude if it may be or may not be for you. So who do I think Penang is ultimately for? I've actually had a few clients that have moved here recently, and they've been worth kind of 10, 20 million. They've sold their businesses. And I think ultimately this is who Penang is for. For those with families or retirees that are looking for good infrastructure with healthcare, education system, and at a low cost and a tax-friendly place. The benefits that you have living here is that you've got good education systems, you've got good healthcare, you've got a relaxed way of life, and you've got great food and infrastructure here with all the amenities that you'd want. This is particularly who I think it's for. For those that may have been in business for a while or looking to wind down, I think it's a great option. I think if you're in business, I think there's better places to be. Dubai, KL, Singapore, even Bangkok. But I think if you've got a family, you're looking for a more relaxed way of life, I think Penang has got to be one of the top places in the world for me personally. So some of the points I like about Penang is that it's quite a relaxed way of life. You have great affordability here. The cost of living is even less than it is in KL, that I think is, for me, one of the best places for what you get, for what you pay in the world. You've got the infrastructure that's a lot better if you're comparing it with places like Phuket. You've got a lot better infrastructure that you could easily live and have all the amenities you want. It's like I said before, the hospitals, the schools, you've got the malls, etc. You've got great food here, so you've got a kind of mix of Chinese, Indian, Malay food, and you're near to nature. If you want to set up a business in places like Singapore, you've got that as well. You're easy kind of flight away, hour and a bit flight from Singapore, very cost effective as well to get to Singapore. So if you wanted to stay out of Singapore, this is what a lot of people are doing, set up a business in Singapore, live in Penang, I think this is potentially a good option, and this is the things that I personally like about it. So who is Penang not for? If we touched on a bit of this before, I think it's personally not for people that are kind of young entrepreneurs or looking to build their businesses. Even in the local market, it seems to have a bit of a brain drain. People go to KL. All the talent seems to get sucked into there. If you are looking to grow your business, I do think there is better places, or kind of looking for young entrepreneurs or just kind of in the building stage. You do have better options. I think there's Dubai, there's Singapore in the region, I think, for that's kind of got the energy. So I don't think it's particularly for that. But if you are looking for a more relaxed pace of life, you are looking for good infrastructure, you are looking for a place where maybe you can be based and even do a bit of business, say in, for example, Singapore, I do think it does have that appeal to it. It's also, like we said before, you've got good healthcare systems, you've got good education systems. Maybe it's you're looking at potentially other options in Bali, for example. It doesn't have the healthcare systems. It doesn't have as good an education system. This is where I think Penang really plays out. But if you're young and you're looking for more a younger vibe, I think Bali has the appeal. You're looking to kind of grow your business, more energy, I think Dubai and Singapore are better. So maybe for younger people, there's better places elsewhere. So the tax and the visas you have in Malaysia. Now, if you are looking for specific tax, go speak to a tax advisor in Malaysia, but up until 2027, it may change, it may not change. They don't have tax on foreign income. So this is a real win, and this is why you're seeing kind of more, say, 8 figures that I've seen moving to Malaysia. They're saying, we don't want to be in kind of Dubai. We don't want the hustle. We don't really like the kind of the culture in Dubai. Not that it hasn't got a good culture. It's just people may find it a bit bland. They like it here in Asia. It's vibrant. You've got a mix of dynamics in kind of Penang. You've got Indian, Chinese, Malay, all kind of mixed into one. So the tax is that there's no tax on foreign income. So for example, if you sold your business, like some of the clients have for $10, $20 million, they can then just put that, if they're not a US citizen, into an offshore account, it can grow tax-free, and they can just live off the income and pay income tax in Malaysia if they're here for over 183 days. Some of the visa options, now this is another positive to Malaysia, as well as the MH2 visa. They have different tiers. I'll put them in a list, but they can start relatively cheap. You'd need to put a fixed account into a Malaysian ringgit, in a bank, and then leave it there. And also there's some property requirements as well to purchase a property. But all in all, I think Penang is one of the best places in the world if you're looking to retire. Even if you're kind of a 7-8 figure net worth person with a family, I do think it's got to be up there as one of the most cost effective places in the world. But also in terms of where to invest, if you're looking for a tax friendly place with a more relaxed vibe, I do think it is up there with some of the best places in the world. That's my conclusion on Penang. Happy to hear your thoughts on what you think on Penang as a place to live, to have as a base, or to retire.